Welcome to the first episode of Adventures in Wine. I'm your host, Danielle Wojnicki, or you could just call me Wojo. Everyone else in the world does. So, Adventures in Wine is a blog. It's actually just started, and I'm only on my second week, but on a whim, I decided, hey, it's Wednesday. I've had a rough week. I need some wine. So, with that being said, I really wanted to do a blog on this wine, but I felt that a blog and reading it wasn't going to do it enough justice. So I wanted to go ahead and make a video about it. The wine that we're tasting tonight is Nederburg. The Nederburg is from South Africa. This is actually the winery. The grape is a Pinotage. A lot of people have never heard of a Pinotage, or if you have, you might think, well, it sounds a whole lot like Pinot Noir. You wouldn't be wrong, but you also wouldn't be right. I'll go through all of that, about what the Pinotage is, how long it's been around. Nothing real crazy. I don't like to get real technical because, let's be honest, it's wine. It doesn't have to be snobby, and you're actually never wrong when you drink it. If you like it, it's perfect wine for you. So this is a 2014 Pinotage from Nederburg. I've actually had Nederburg wines before, and I've actually had the Pinotage, and I thought they were delicious. Was in the wine and spirits store yesterday on Market Street here in Philadelphia, and saw this, and I said, hey, I gotta grab a couple bottles. $11 was the price point, so it's not bad at all. You can really get it on an affordable rate. So what I want to try to do, speaking about money, is do Wednesday wines $20 or less. So if I can keep doing this and have a constant $20 or less wine on Wednesday, hopefully the people that are usually a little bit too afraid to go out and spend a little bit more money on wine, you won't have to, because what I'll do is I'll try to get you some really good quality $20, $30 tasting wines for a good price under $20. So, the wine, Nederburg, Pinotage. Pinot Noir is what most people are used to hearing. Tage, not too many people hear that. So, it's actually a blend of the Pinot Noir grape and Meritage, hence the name Pinotage. This is salt grape, also from the Rhone Valley, or Hermitage, what is it? Hermitage, Hermitage. So it's kind of the same thing. So this grape has only been created since 1925, and it was actually started to be distributed in 1941. Nederburg actually started growing these vines in 1989, I think, 1989, 1990. So this isn't a really old grape. It's kind of new to the world. It's kind of new to a lot of palates. From everything that I've heard is if you live in South Africa, you either hate it or you love it. There's really no in between. The reason that they hate it is they don't feel that it's European enough for them. So let's go ahead and give it a taste. I'm not going to get too into a lot of the intricate details. Like I said, we're here to taste wine, and we're here to figure out what you like. So this has been open for about 30 minutes now. So it's gotten a pretty good airing. It's a 2014. I don't think that it needs like 6 hours to decant or air out, like some of your other older wines that have been bottled up for a while might need. So we've got it in here. I poured a lot. It's been a rough week. Bear with me. I'm not going to tell you what I smell yet. Let's look at the color. All right. So if you ever want to look at the color of your wine, you're like, why do I need to look at the color? I know if it's red or white. It's just for fun. It's something you could tell your friends at a party, like, hey, look at the wine. Grab a white piece of paper, put the wine over it, and you can kind of look at it and see the color. This is a really nice, deep purple, plummy color. Normally, the darker the color of the wine that you're going to drink, the bolder and the more robust the wine's probably going to be on your palate, and a little bit more full in the mouth it's going to feel for you. Which, if that's your style, then you're going to want a deeper wine. You're going to want something that's going to be almost like so deep dark, it's almost like a bloody red. They're actually my favorite wines. When I taste a wine, I want to taste the soil that it was nourished in, and I want to taste the roots and the vines that it was grown on. I want it to be as deep and dirty as possible. So that's what I look for, but a lot of people don't like that. So if you want to get a good feel for your wine before you taste it, check out the color. 90% of the time, that's going to give you a pretty good indication of how actually robust that wine's going to be for you. So, again, we're going to give it another little swirl. So it's interesting because what I actually smell on this is very ripe bananas and dark fruit, but also a very ripe strawberry. But whatever I'm smelling, it's very ripe. It's nothing that's fresh and new. It's ripe. It's a little grungy. It's a little old. The smell reminds me a lot of in the fall, the leaves are on the ground. You're walking on them. They're crunchy. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting from this wine. It's definitely a cold weather wine, which is perfect because it's snowing out here in Philly. So drink all the wine you can get. Stay warm. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and taste it for you. Plums, dark berries, fruit. Smoke. Oh boy, that's dry. That's a really dry wine and high in tannins. It's like you're sucking on a tea bag after you've steeped your tea. And you know, when you leave it in there a little too long and then all of a sudden you drink the tea and you're like, oh my God, my tongue is sticking to the roof of my mouth. That's what's happening here. Boy, if you don't like bold and you don't like really strong wines, this actually might not be the wine for you. One more taste. The mouthfeel, I would have expected with the color, because remember when I said it gets really robust, I would have expected with the color that it would feel a little bit fuller in the mouth. I'd say it's a medium feel. I mean, it's not a Pinot Noir, it's not a white, it's not a Barolo, it's not this like really heavy Merlot. It's something that I could probably have 2-3 glasses of, be really comfortable with it, but you're not drinking, well, I don't know who is. Somebody might be drinking a whole bottle of this. I know I'm not drinking a whole bottle of this, and I'm pretty good with wine. But it's not something that's so filling that I'd have 2 or 3 glasses I'm going to get full. But I think that with the tannins, I just don't know if I could drink a whole lot of this wine in one sitting. But definitely rich fruit. It's very ripe. It's very ripe. Smoky, earthy flavor in the mouth. I'm getting that smoke, probably from the barrel that they charred to age it in. Again, those tannins, man. The tannins stay with you. It's not bad to where it's unbearable, but it's definitely like, you know what it's like? It's like you had a party and your best friend's hanging over later on after everybody leaves, and it's you and your best friend's time to hang out. That's what these tannins are like, because they bring extra flavor with them. They're not unbearable, dirty tannins and you're like, oh my God, I can't take that taste. They're actually very welcoming. Yeah, so this is my best friend hanging over after the party, and we're going to actually party it up a little bit more, because the more I drink this, the tannins are still there, but I'm getting a lot of fruit. A lot of fruit in the end, in the back. Yeah, this is really good. I like this a lot. I think that I said before that I've had the Pinotage before, and I've actually had the Nederburg Pinotage, and I've really enjoyed it before with my best friend. Hey, Christy. So this is definitely still one of my go-tos. I know on my blog I say that, you know, I'm going to get you out of your go-to wine. But when I say go-to, I've had this Nederburg before, but it's not what I buy all the time. So this is one that I just happened to see yesterday. I actually forgot about it. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I need to buy 2 bottles because I remember how awesome this is. And you know what? It's not disappointing. Yeah, it's got an alcohol volume of 14%. So again, you're not drinking a whole lot of this. Very, very tannic. So like I said, if you do not like that bold, in your face, like it's going to take over all of your taste buds and your entire palate, and it's going to own it for a little bit, this might not be the wine for you. But if you want to start experimenting and you want to get out there and you want to say, hey, I really like Cabernet Sauvignons, I'm kind of stuck on them, or I'm really stuck on the Merlots or the Malbecs, and you're like, I want to try a different type of red, these aren't price point as much as some of the other really high quality reds that I just mentioned. This is usually only between $8 and maybe $18. So this is definitely something if you want to get out of your comfort zone and go ahead and say, I'm going to try it out. Like I said, if you like something that's really going to kick your mouth and be like, hey, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to take residence for a little bit and I'm going to own you until all of these tannins walk away, then this is definitely going to be the wine for you. If not, I'd probably stay a little bit on the lighter sides, but I definitely don't think that if you are one of those people like me that like the dirty, deep, dark wines, you might get a little disappointed because it's not as dirty as you would like, but you're definitely going to be satisfied with the way the dryness of the tannins are and how it really stays and it really takes over the feel and the taste in your mouth for a little while. I know I said I was only going to have one more sip about 3 sips ago, but this one deserves another sip. Red cherries, dark cherries, really dark cherries. I think I'm even tasting a little clove as it continues to open up in it, and I keep tasting it. Yeah, definitely earthy. I don't think you'll be disappointed in this. So if you read my blog, you'll know that I rate things by strips of bacon. You'd have to read the blog to understand why. So I would give this one definitely about 8 strips of bacon out of 10. So again, I'm Danielle. You can follow me at www.epochevents-entertainment.com, and there's a link to my blog in there. My webpage is coming soon, so if you log on, you'll see a coming soon page, but then it'll take you right to my blog, and you can go ahead and read about the wine that I went and reviewed last week. So enjoy. I hope you go ahead and buy the Nederburg, and I know Pennsylvania is really hard to find some of those fine wines that we all like, but I found this right in the State Store on Market Street. I haven't seen it in any of the other ones in like the Northeast. It's probably down on one in South Philly because they have a pretty good selection. But don't shy away from the Nederburg Pinotage. And I hope you enjoy all of your wine tasting adventures. Have a good night. Bye.